All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to talk about one of the biggest, most expensive mistakes you can make in tech, building a product for millions of users when you don't even have one yet. Let's dig into how to sidestep that trap.
Look, this isn't some revolutionary brand new idea, but I'm telling you, it's one of the most critical lessons any developer or founder can possibly learn. It's one of those things that seems so obvious looking back, but somehow countless projects get it wrong from the jump.
And there it is. That's the core idea for today. We all dream of building that rocket ship, right? The one that's going straight to the moon. But the truth is, you almost always need to start with just a car, a reliable car to prove you can even make it to the end of the block.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll pinpoint exactly what this scaling trap is and why it's so easy to fall into. Then, we'll get real about the hidden costs, because it's about a lot more than just your server build. After that, we'll map out a much smarter way to start. And finally, we'll talk about the signals that tell you, hey, now it's actually time to scale.
Okay, so let's start with the trap itself. It comes from a good place. Ambition. It's that urge to build an architecture that can handle Super Bowl-level traffic from day one. But here's the cold, hard truth. Every single project, no matter how huge the dream, starts with exactly 0 users.
And this is what that over-engineered start usually looks like. You see all this stuff? Managed databases, serverless functions, microservices, a whole suite of really powerful, super impressive tools. But the real question is, are they the right tools for day one? And the answer is almost always a hard no. You see, the whole problem is this huge mismatch. You're basically building a giant industrial factory with assembly lines and loading docks when all you really need is a tiny workshop in the garage to see if anyone even wants the thing you're building. Your first goal is always validation, not world domination.
Which leads us to our next point, the hidden costs. Because scaling too early isn't some theoretical problem you might face down the road. Oh no, it's a real financial hole in your pocket that starts draining money from your very first invoice. We're talking real cash flow right now.
Let's actually look at what these costs are. A managed database. That's not just a line item. That can be hundreds of dollars a month for an app with no users. A distributed cache? That adds a whole new layer of complexity your tiny team has to wrestle with. And a load balancer? That's the perfect example. You are literally paying to solve a traffic jam that doesn't exist yet. It's all just burning cash and brainpower before you've even proven your core idea works.
Okay, so that leads us to the solution, what I call a minimal viable infrastructure. The idea here is super simple. What is the absolute smallest, simplest, leanest system you can possibly build that delivers actual value to your very first user?
And this slide just lays it out perfectly, right? On the left, you've got that complicated mess we just talked about. And on the right, the smart start. A single server, a simple database, as few moving parts as possible. The goal here is speed and simplicity, not complexity.
And hey, this isn't just theory. You can do this today with some incredible tools. Run your whole app on one virtual server. Use amazing free-tier databases from companies like Supabase or Neon. Handle all your images and videos with a free plan from Cloudinary. These things are literally built for the early stages.
An even better move is to let someone else handle the infrastructure for you entirely. That's exactly what a platform as a service, or a PaaS, is for. We're talking services like Vercel, Render, or Railway. They handle the servers, the deployments, all that stuff. It frees you up to focus on the one thing that actually matters, building your product.
So this boils your entire launch process down to just 3 steps. First, focus only on the core value. What's the #1 problem you solve? Second, get it out there fast and cheap, probably on a PaaS. And third, put it in front of real human beings and see if they care. That's it. That is the entire loop you need to live in.
So this brings us to the final and most important question. When is it actually time to scale? And the answer is so simple: when reality forces you to. Scaling should be a reaction to real data, not a plan you made based on a bunch of hopeful guesses.
So what does that reality look like? It looks like these things we call scaling triggers. It's when your monitoring charts show traffic just going up and up. It's your users actually complaining that the site is slow. It's your error logs filling up with problems. These are real problems that demand a bigger system, not imaginary ones. And please, always remember this. Your first 1,000 users do not care one bit about your elegant, beautiful microservice architecture. They care about one thing and one thing only. Did you solve their problem? A product that provides real value can survive a few bugs, but a perfectly engineered product that nobody wants,
it's completely worthless.
And here's another pro tip. Before you just throw more money at bigger servers, take a good hard look at your code. A well-written, efficient app can squeeze an unbelievable amount of performance out of cheap hardware. Things like optimizing your database queries or being smart about caching can buy you a lot of time before you need to spend more money.
So really, your initial focus should just be on this loop, over and over again. It's not about architecture, it's about validating your idea, shipping value fast, keeping your costs way down, learning from real people, and then doing it all over again but faster. That cycle is how you actually build something that lasts.
If you only remember one thing from this whole explainer, make it this. Scalability is a growth problem, not a starting problem. Having to scale your app is a fantastic problem to have. It's a symptom of success. You have to earn that problem. Don't just invent it on day one.
So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about for your own projects. Is your architecture built on reality or is it built on assumptions? Are you solving today's problems for the users you actually have? Are you building for some imaginary future? Focus on today, and you'll earn the right to solve tomorrow's problems when they finally show up.